a subliminal pursue kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the culture, jadisha how deep you are, how sick you are.
Niaje sana kwa sana album reviews. Karibu sana kwa another album review. Asante kwa kuwa hapa for another one. If you are a returning subscriber, I'm a viewer. Asante for the continued support. If you are just constantly viewing this for the sake of your entertainment, now just subscribe. Kumbuka how support the youth, and you could be liable for certain actions that we take that might affect us and other citizens of this country. So support us and subscribe and like these videos and comment. Asante sana for helping us not do things that you'd be responsible for. Tuko hapa for another album. This is another debut album. Ini ya Njeri, as the video nasema, inaitwa Drugs, Dear Romance You Got Sweet. This is a sophomore project but a debut album. Debut project yake ilikuwa an EP, Dimensions. Tukifanya hizi reviews our criteria in aspects tatu: production and musicality, concept na idea, na the content and themes. Irauka, you drug addict.
Yeah. Najua is there some out of pocket shit? Yo, I don't do drugs. I am straight edge. Anyway, let us continue.
Let us
project,
know. Yeah.
A project, she clearly really wanted to name it Drugs, you know. But najua angeita like vile ameita Dear Romance You Got Sweet. Ingekuwa Drugs. because hizo words zingine zote ni words. Mbona you ni you? Ama angesema Dear Romance and then a you word, unajua kama underwear got sweet, unajua kishika hiyo, ama umbrella got sweet, ama unajua, or angetafuta like an actual you word, like to nini, like to go all the way. But naelewa the thing. I'm just
of course Rauka will start his review like that. Of course. Only Rauka.
Anyway.
And only on Sanako sana. Not other reviewers. Wengine wachana na only here.
Anyway, nini after before nisikize hii project vile liona ni Drugs, before niende ku click to the nini, because nikumeandika tu Drugs. So vile nilienda once I opened the link, then niko na the full thing, the abbreviation mean
the acronym.
Yeah, the acronym. I was like, the title of the project speaks for itself. Nikaskiza, I was like, okay. So this is just all love. Oh my goodness. I was like, yo man, like,
unajua watu huona hizi videos na mwona our reviews singers and songwriters. I'm sure they constantly wonder and they'd love to know, and I am asking Pia on their behalf, what is your problem with love as you proceed?
I feel it's a very basic topic to write on. Na hata shida yangu hata si hata love, ni vile you andikwa.
Okay.
Like inaandikwa in ways we've already had, and it's not like we've had them like once or twice. We've had them so many times. Like nikai drop ya a project tumeongelea ya sasa vile nimepata do sikutaki tena. Like that's a trope. That's a very stupid trope, like that ile like men have hiyo ya me udema linacha kusasina do, lakini say he get do, like it's a weird fantasy. And it's something that has been perpetuated like for like a long time. Unajua like hadi sasa bado mtu anaimbia kitu kayo. Like how is that something you want? Unajua like how is that at like I understand the power fantasy of it, but like it's very empty. So unaona with that in mind, like even mangoma zinaandikwa wanaimba the same things, wanaandika the same words, arrangement tu ni tofauti, ni slightly different, na more often than not hata arrangements zingine inakunga tu like ni words tu, ni what's it called, synonyms wametumia. Very frustrating. It doesn't feel genuine, kwa sababu kuna projects zile tumesikiza za love ile una feel ka nani Lisodornoa akimba ka ijahera, is that not love anaimbanga about? Well, usiseme sipendi love.
Uko obsessed na Jahera because uelewi kijaka. Uko obsessed jupeni kijaka.
Usiseme.
Jupeni kijaka.
Jana mwenye alivika kidole iko hapa.
Juelewi kijaka. So iko na mystique.
Hiyo ngoma imetii. Anyway, on listening to the project, my assessment of the title of the project, speaking for the project in totality, was correct. And miss could find like once with singers, if I don't find the writing compelling, like I don't even see the need to go deeper, because it's not compelling. Like what you're saying is what you mean. Like you're not using like beautiful words to mean what you say. Unajua, like you're just using like plain words, common words, as the vocabulary. Like na feel like I understand the music should be okay. Should is a weird word, but should be accessible like to a big number. But pia na feel easy projects mazijitengenezea music and then we share. Because it just feels like this was a project that was made to be sold. Like it wasn't a personal project. But then again, I could be wrong, because I didn't feel the emotion carry through Njeri's singing. Yeah.
Umesikia kutoka wa drug addict at sana kwa sana. So kuna EP nimesema that ilikuwa debut EP ya Njeri, inaitwa Dimensions, yake na Chris Adwar. Ukisikiza hiyo EP and then usikize this one, hii album yenye ni D.R.U.G.S Irauka atakwambia hivyo, kuna a noticeable amount of growth. Ilikuwa na 3 tracks, ni fupi sana, I think 8 or so minutes, 2 songs Afrobeats, and then the last one R&B. Na R&B ni R&B yenye ina lean towards being trap na trap soul to an extent. The way in which that project iko handled in terms of the production, the beat choices, the instrumentation, and then her vocal performances, while you get to drugs, kuna a lot of growth with these aspects nimetaja, vocal performances na pia instrumentation. It seems that last song on that EP ilimstia to hip path ile ako on with this entire project, because it's an R&B project and leaning towards your aspect pia ya elements of trap. Ni kama ana chip away at this identity musical stone ama block na anaendelea kujifind. So that is something that ningeanza kusema that nili notice. Looking at the title Dear Romance You Got Sweet, listening to it first with the title nilikuwa naona kuna past tense narrative, you got sweet. Hiyo ndo nilikuwa naangalia mara ya kwanza. Again, it can just be you being in love and celebrating love na kusoma dear romance you got sweet. Inaweza kuwa both present and past, but my first thought was the past tense, then getting into now the present. Ukisikia the album kuna that perspective ya the past, and it happens from the onset. Kuna a deliberateness ya Njeri crafting this album and tying in the concept ya drugs to the idea of romance getting sweet and that concept here, this was a past moment ama past experiences na kuzidetail, getting us to experience this friction, this tug, push and pull, this toxicity, yeah, love and relationships that I may experience. That yes, you got sweet, but sweetness kuna the beautiful moments of it, as with the drugs, but also kuna a toxic side to it that is harmful to someone. And that is the entire album, how alikuwa anazitie together. The songs zilikuwa zina connect na zina transition seamlessly. Hapo kwa intention, ukiangalia from the onset, anakuonyesha this toxic state vile imekuwa na how the relationship was, and kuna those lines all across the opening songs kwa this album zilikuwa more predominant kwa the first opening songs up until Happiness, I would say. But even the title Good Trip, for drug addicts up and people who use acid, our friend can tell us good trip. The acid,
Yes, in the comments wanaweza tuambia.
but from love kuna felt like it was cocaine when people mentioned your name. Seamlessly it connects instrumentally to Under a Spell. Ina soundika ngoma moja, but kwa Under a Spell anauliza, was it love or was it drugs? Was it crack? Was it voodoo? Was it the juju? Then kuna I'm so glad you put it to an end, but girl, you put me under a spell, featuring Mistake. Kwa Ecstasy anasema, I was your ecstasy, I know I made you happy, you cannot replace me, you'll always come back to me. The other person, Albizi, anasema, better on my own but still I need you. So unaanza kuona kuna this push and pull, kuna this toxic state ile wako in. So withdrawals anasema, I'm addicted to you, think I got withdrawals, can't stay without you. Nimesema Happiness is the other one. Kwa Happiness anasema, I thought I had more but you ran me dry, which is what drugs do. So looking at this
Ala,
sort of words,
kumbe you know,
I
you
read,
see you drug addict.
I read I read about your
You read.
experiences. Yeah, for sure. that's why
Experiences hawa si.
that's why mukuelewa.
Za
I
si.
read.
You know, I am high on life all the time, please.
So kuna hiyo intention ya connecting the songs and making them seamless. Then kuna the intention with the lyrics na tying your idea ya drugs and how they make one feel. I think naweza sema, linking to what Huko umesema, some of these lines ni typical lines that you'd hear kwa songs that have easy ideas of drugs. So maybe some level of compelling writing, kama ni imagery or twisting the words and how una phrase the language, ingefanya this ikue maybe better as far as writing iko concerned, lakini the effort iko hapo. Even with the titles Under a Spell, Ecstasy, Withdrawals, Good Trip, you can see that idea ya drugs flourishing, yes, through the record. And aliweka in that manner that from the start anakwambia kuna things happening with mapenzi, si constantly happy. That idea from the onset. Withdrawals anaisema, but kwa withdrawals anaanza kusema I can't stay without you, but then anaanza kumake hizo decisions za I think at a point nitaanza kulive. The epitome of that comes in kwa Happiness, akisema niko kwa deep end, and even hapo nao kuna imagery, niko in the deep end, you ran me dry. Anasema you are my muse, I wish we didn't meet, ama this did not happen, I wish I didn't fall for you. It is the epitome of regret kwa Happiness, and the instrumentation works extremely well juu ni acoustic, so ni ya guitar na unasikia kile anasema, ni kama even metaphorically anajistrip bare for us, na tunasikia zile experiences amepitia kwa the songs prior hadi hii point. And interesting because the song is called Happiness, but ukisikiza na anasema how mtu alitake happiness away from them, na this is a moment where ana get renewal. Kitu nilikuwa nafikiria similar to an album that we've reviewed ya Wendy K, kuna that transition between Happiness na Into You. So Into You ina sample Tamia's So Into You featuring Loso.
Yeah.
Tulifanya review ya Mandy Frisky walisample pia so into you. Nakumbuka? Siko nakwambia walisample pia.
Kabaya, nasahau
Kabaya, kumbuka
kabaya.
Kabaya.
One for the books, please.
Yes, so into you, yeah, Tamia. So that transition ina seem abrupt coming from a point where umerealize msee alisteal happiness yako na alikuran dry, and then kusema I'm so into you, then story ya a good trip again. But nilikuwa najiambia, looking at the concept, good trip ikiisha, towards the end anaongea na anasema lessons za love zile angejipea ama atajipatia. Anasema put yourself first na realize your value. So looking at that, nilikuwa na feel maybe these previous songs into you na good trip ni hiyo switch, and haongeleshi someone else as the previous songs have been, but pengine anajiongelesha and ye tell herself kile anasema towards the end of good trip ni a culmination ya these previous two songs. Even ndio nilikuwa na feel, lakini kama ni getting back to love na relationships, then it does not work as a flow kwa hii narrative ya the album. Highlight hapa instrumentally with the growth that nimemention, kuna a lead guitar kwa Don't Keep Me Waiting, Huko Mwisho. And the last songs ilikuwa my highlights instrumentally. Kuna Happiness as the acoustic nishaisema. Into You, the soul drums, and then the scenes on that song and the very many crescendos in there, beautiful. Good Trip, those drums, and then kuna a slight tempo change, ama just when the drums come in, kuna a change that is very noticeable. She plays with her vocals there. Kwa Love Again, as we conclude, ametupatia hii moment where anaongea na the self kuhusu mapenzi na kujiput fast na kujua value yake. Love Again is another moment here that ina conclude this story ya love. After amejipatia this talk inaisha, hata hakuna a lot of lyrics per se ama phrases, anasema tu I want this to last forever, na vile understand power ya self love. And then kuna other now vocals, so kuna group vocals, and the production ina get very colorful with the vocals together. Inasaunika hii moment ya renewal, and anaji replenish, and we can hear that vocally. And tulianza na love, and love as a drug. Was it love? Was it drugs? But now inaisha again na love again, imekam full circle. But sai as inaisha ni anajipenda na ana direct love towards herself. I was curious kuhusu, nimeongelea how alikuwa na transition, but kuna ambient sounds, kama ulizi notice through the entire album. Ikianza ni kama msee anasikia mtu akiongea, then kuna mtu anacheka, then kwa the other songs bado kuna hizo voices na sounds, lakini kuna also noticeably mtoi kwa two songs or so. Siku understand the reason for those ambient sounds kwa the record. I did not understand how that tied into this at all. So Njeri, if you're watching, get in the comments utuambie what that meant. Naweza maliza nikisema my major reservation with this album, Njeri akona amazing vocal delivery, how anaweza play na vocal range yake, and then tone ya voice, and ni airy na inakubeba. Preservation yangu nika my main preservation that I had with Nikita Kering's Aside of Me. Hiyo EP tuli review last year. Ina lack originality in sound, and this feels like very many other R&B projects na very many other R&B singers. So tone yake na venye ana deliver, and even Mistake na Albizi with the auto-tune na vocals zao just sound like other popular R&B singers, and the sound pia haiwasaidi. Similarly for delivery ya Njeri, nimesema nikicompare this with the previous EP, unaweza tell ni kama ana cheap at kujidefine and I can only wait and see where that will go. Major improvement comparing the other record, and even by itself it stands, lakini bado kwa the sound ina sound like any other R&B project. Una any final thoughts za kumaliza?
Sina final thoughts. I just D.R.U.G.S
Upendi mapenzi,
D.R.U.G.S.
upendi D.R.U.G.S, upendi mapenzi.
Mi napenda mapenzi lakini ningetaka ikue explored like in an interesting manner, because it's not like what they're saying is not true. Na so ati hata nikisema interesting manner sisemi ati mtu atasema something different, you know, because everything has been said, ni vile tu ataisema differently. Anyway,
Kama umesikiza Dear Romance You Got Sweet ya Njeri, kwa comment section cheza kaa wewe, tuambie maoni yako kuhusu hii album. Tutashukuru sana. Acha ka like, pia subscribe because tunafanya kazi ya maana hapa as usual.
hebu subscribe. Tukishafika thao.
Manze. Shukran sana for your time.